Our title sponsor,
Apex Clean Energy, harvesting the seeds for a better future in Illinois.
Also brought to you by
Whitful's Hybrids and your local Whitful's Hybrids seed dealer.
Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton,
where you'll find the official truck of the Combine Reports, the 2025 Chevy Silverado.
Along with the Macon County Farm Bureau, AAK Mechanical, Peterson Insurance,
State Bank of Bement,
Illinois Corn Marketing Board, Farm Credit Illinois, Maroa Ag, the McLean County Farm Bureau, Nancy Metal, and Beck's Hybrids, and the area's Beck's Hybrid seed dealers.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio this morning is Tony Harris, who is the CENCOM director for DeWitt County, also Animal Control Director in DeWitt County. And Tony, a good morning to you. Thanks for coming out and talking to us today.
Good morning, Seth.
I've got to get the right microphone on. Let's try it now.
Good morning, Seth.
Hey, thanks, Tony. Sorry about that, my friend. It's good to see you as always. And I know I caught up with you a couple Saturdays ago. We were at an event in McLean County for Second Chance and Animal Control. When you're at things like that, maybe in a different area than DeWitt County, what do you hope to accomplish at things like that?
Well, we like to give the dogs and cats some exposure. At that event, we only had cats there. We give them some exposure, and our hope is to find good homes for those dogs.
Yeah, for sure. That was a fun event. You get animals all together like that sometimes, and it can become very interesting very quickly.
It was very interesting, and I'm happy to announce that because of that event, we got 2 dogs adopted out.
Oh, that's great.
Only if we get one dog or a cat adopted out going to an event like that, then I consider that an success.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, and speaking of adopting and fostering and claiming and all those things, you and I have talked about this over the last several months, and I've heard this from a few people, is that the animal control facility is really kind of at its limit in terms of, animals in the shelter right now and what you can handle. Speak to this with us for a moment.
Well, currently we have 12 dogs and 14 cats. I know my animal control warden, Nicole Sullivan, got, I think, 3 cats adopted out yesterday, and I know Second Chance, our rescue partner, is working on getting a couple of dogs out this weekend. So, yes, 12 dogs and 14 cats. That's pretty much at capacity, and I'm not so sure we've ever, well, it's been a year now since I've been in this position. I was given the position last year at the end of October. And I don't remember. There were some challenging times, but I don't ever remember having the capacity that we're at now with the dogs and cats.
What's going on? What are you seeing?
Well, we're seeing a lot of relinquishments, and not only that, but basically just abandoned dogs. I don't know of any other nicer way to put it, but we've found dogs that have been that we suspect have been dumped. I mean, when we pick up a dog and it goes unclaimed, why is that? I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of cases we know of dogs that have been dumped, and we've contacted the owners and they won't call us back. So I'm not sure what's up with that. Is it because the people can't afford veterinary care or food? I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
But one thing, now that I said that I can remind the public, there's help out there. The shelter can't provide any kind of help like that, but there's rescues out there like Second Chance for Pets locally that will even help in a financial situation for vet care and things like that. So instead of taking the extreme measure and giving up a dog or dumping a dog, contact the shelter. Again, we can't help in a situation like that, but we can get the person in contact with a rescue group that could help.
Yeah, there you go. That's such a good point, because I think for even for us, we had our dog, we put him down a month or so ago, but when he was younger, he had to have a pretty serious surgery on his leg, and we were getting quotes from the vet about it, and we just couldn't afford it. I mean, it was but we wanted to make sure he got the proper care and rehabilitation and all of those things to live a nice life. And I turned to our contact at Second Chance and said, hey, he needs this, but we just can't afford it. And she said, say no more. We'll help you out. And that was such a great relief. I mean, obviously we've paid them back over time, but that was such a great relief to be able to turn there, not knowing what we could do for our dog. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's a good partnership that we have at the shelter with Second Chance, but it's also a good partnership like yourself. Seth, I know that you work with Second Chance and you foster dogs, and without people like yourself, the shelter and Second Chance, we couldn't function. And they were able to help you out with that, but it was a good partnership. And with that being said, I'd put that out there to the public as well. We need others that can partner with us or Second Chance in fostering this 12 dogs and 14 cats that are currently at the shelter. If we can get them out of the shelter is no place for animals because we're limited staff. We're mindful on the budget, so they don't get out of their kennels very often because we don't have the staff to take them out to play or to walk them. We count on volunteers. We can take volunteers at the shelter as well. Second Chance is always looking for volunteers. But what I'm trying to say is the partnership, like what you currently have with Second Chance, we're looking for partnerships. They can help the public, but the public can also help them.
Yeah, and I don't want to say this, unsympathetic to the situation folks are in. Maybe their home just isn't suitable for an animal, whatever the case is. But gosh, for me, it's not enough to like a Facebook post. It's not enough to just, oh gosh, that's so sad, blah blah blah. Like, we need to do something. A lot of these animals are relinquished through no fault of their own and deserve just a temporary space to go to until they can find a home. And, sometimes it's like the dog we have now, we've had for several months, but sometimes it's a matter of just 2 or 3 weeks. They're in your house and they're out, and, that's the end of it, and you've helped an animal. And that's I don't know, I think it's a great thing. So.
And, maybe someone, like you mentioned, can't open their home up for other reasons. Maybe they already have 2 or 3 dogs, but even a little bit of financial help.
Yes.
I mean, $25 would be halfway to get a cat spayed or neutered.
Really?
Yeah. So we have a good relationship with a vet that we take basically cats to. He only does cats currently right now, but $50 is what he charges to spay or to neuter a cat, So a $25 donation is halfway there to get a cat neutered. Now that's big in DeWitt County because I received lots of calls and emails about the feral cat population, and it's bad, not just in DeWitt County, it's everywhere. And they kind of put me on the spot. What are you going to do about this? Well, we're trying. We've I've put some programs in place to get just this done, but it takes money. We do have a pet population fund that we used all summer long.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I don't have the numbers in front of me how many cats that we've gotten spayed or neutered, but now Second Chance has taken that over because we are out of funds in that line item.
Wow.
And again, a $25 donation is halfway there to neuter a cat.
Yeah, for sure. You talked about the challenges a family or an individual or whoever may face with owning an animal. I can tell you, dog food the price of just dog food has skyrocketed. Oh my gosh, it's almost $75 for just a big bag of dog food. I know if you can't afford that, Second Chance, gosh, they've got bags and bags and bags of dog food, just to get you through a month or 2 months or whatever. I've got a St. Bernard, so he goes through a bag of dog food in a couple of weeks. But, however long a bag of dog food will last, even if it's just to get you to the next month where you can't afford it. I know they've got that as well. It's just the very little things, that people struggle with now, I'm sure, in owning an animal.
It is. And, reach out to Second Chance, reach out to the shelter. We are here to do what we can to help we got a call just last week of an elderly person that was just a little bit low, like you mentioned, on funds, and she had a hard time feeding her cats. All she needed was half a bag of cat food to get her through until she got her check that next week.
Exactly right. Well, Tony, when an animal comes to you, I know like the microchips. When you get your animal fixed, they microchip them, right? And so I'm curious, like with the microchip, what is that? And, people hear that and they think, well, shouldn't you be able to track down who the owner is or where they're at? What's the microchip? What's the purpose of that when you do that to your animal?
Exactly what you just said, just to identify the owner. The problem is we do get some animals that are microchipped, but it's not really out there enough. We should be doing a better job of trying to get it out there. Get your animal microchipped. I would say, just a rough estimate, that probably only 10% of the dogs that we pick up running at large are microchipped.
Are they fixed?
Most of them are not.
Okay.
And that's a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
But if it's important to get the animal microchip so we can identify owners in a case of if an animal is loose.
Yeah. Interesting.
But that's just a little implant with a needle under the skin, and that can travel. But we're all trained to know where to look for it. And it's a little handheld scanner that we use to. It just gives us a number that we're able to go online or make a phone call to get the owner information, and then we contact the owner. Now
you're not tracking the animal with that.
No, not tracking the animal.
Yeah,
no.
I wondered about that too. I'm sure other folks have. So Tony, when it comes to the challenge of the shelter being full, anything we haven't talked about with that your staff faces, you face, and just what that has meant in DeWitt County with the shelter being very full of animals at this point?
Well, it's a challenge, yes, with staffing, because we don't. We're only minimal staff. We have 2 wardens. We have several volunteers that come in and help us. And again, if it weren't for the volunteers, we would be in. They're able to take the dogs for walks and things like that the shelter staff doesn't have the time to do. Mm-hmm. But just it's taxing on the shelter staff because of the numbers, and also other public services that we would like to provide, like the spay and neuter clinics. Mm-hmm. That's this morning. We had a spay and neuter clinic this morning that we were unable to participate in because of staffing, the number of animals, and I had to have my staff concentrate on those number of animals. So
wow. Second
Chance stepped up to take care of that spay and neuter clinic. So if it weren't for the partnership with Second Chance and this large number of dogs and cats, we only adopt out because, again, time restraints. We only adopt out a low number of those animals. That's all on Second Chance, the rescue partner to get those dogs.
Is DeWitt County a no-kill shelter?
We are not considered a no-kill shelter. We did win an award last year because we were under a certain percentage level. But when I say that, we only put down animals if there are aggression issues, because we have to be very mindful on adopting out dogs that could be a danger to the population. Mm-hmm, so, mm-hmm. Or if there's medical issues that there's a need to put the animal down.
I see.
But
sure.
just because of numbers, we have not put a dog or a cat down. But
Gotcha.
That's only because they were able to get out through a rescue partner.
Sure. Very good. Well, Tony, let's take a break here, my friend. Come back with some more. Tony Harris, Director of DeWitt County CENCOM and DeWitt County Animal Control, our guest in studio. More to come on the morning show.
WHOW. .org.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and Chicago wheat all lower. December corn down 5.5, $3.99 1/4. March corn 4.14 1/2, down 6. May corn 4.22 3/4, down 6. November beans 9.69 1/4, down 10 3/4. January beans down 12 3/4, 9.81 1/4. March beans 9.94 1/2, down 13 1/4. December Chicago wheat 5.81 3/4, down 3 1/4. March wheat down 4. 6.01 1/4. December bean meal down $1.40. 312.30. December bean oil 41.77, up 9 cents. Livestock market October feeders up $1.05. 247.15. October live cattle unchanged 187.05. December lean hog 78.10, up 40 cents. Energy market November crude oil up 51 cents. 70.90. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers a full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton or Farmer City. This is what we strive to do each and every day. We'll listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that is knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at baumchevybuick.com right from the start.
Are you wanting to learn more about your health and wellness options in Central Illinois? Visit stealthwellness.com or click on my banner ad at DeWittDailyNews.com. Let me, Dr. Bill Byers, show you some simple, under-the-radar ways to improve and take control of your health.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. It's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, my guest in studio this morning is Tony Harris. And in this segment, Tony, let's put on your CENCOM hat. And how are things at the CENCOM office right now?
Going well. I'm happy to announce that as of yesterday, a year-long project we got completed. It's a joint effort between the sheriff's department, the county, the city of Clinton, and my office, CENCOM, and 911. We just got our radio project finished, where we replaced our main law enforcement channel. We replaced that channel and a backup law enforcement channel, and we are currently working on beefing up the fire radio channel. So it's a joint effort between all disciplines to get this done.
Sure. What does that mean for your office?
Well, basically, this started with Sheriff Walker started this because of officer safety issues that he had with the main law enforcement channel, and he partnered with Farmer City and the city of Clinton to try to take care of this. I mean, we had poor radio service in certain areas of the county, and again, that's an officer safety issue. So he went before the county board and got a grant through ARPA, that's COVID relief money, to pay for the CENCOM 1 main law enforcement channel. So that was paid for through the COVID relief money. The ETSB, the Emergency Telephone System Board that I'm involved with and work for, they paid for the backup law enforcement channel, what we call CENCOM 2. And there's also some discussion of also making that a fire run radio channel. And then ETSB also paid for just recently to replace and beef up the fire and EMS page channel.
Okay.
So that's going to help with emergency response and help get the pages out there where they can get the pages for emergency response and talk on the radio in areas of the county that had poor service.
Sure. I mean, obviously for the officer in the field, not having good connection or poor service is not a good thing, obviously. But in the inverse, they can't communicate with you then in that circumstance, and you've got valuable information, life-saving information that those individuals all need.
We do, yeah. I mean, we discovered, there's certain areas, like I mentioned, of the county, and one being with the old CENCOM 1 primary law enforcement channel. A lot of our problems were over on the west side of the county, over in the Kinney area. Those areas law enforcement hated going to because of the poor radio reception. And we had a call yesterday of an accident on over by Jenkins Switch Road, and that was one of the areas. And so we went live yesterday with the main CENCOM 1 law enforcement radio channel, and we had this accident, and it proved itself that this was a good move. This was a good way to spend the COVID relief money, because it was crystal clear. Dispatch could hear the officers could hear dispatch. And
in our final minute, Tony, I don't mean to interrupt you there. Speak to how beneficial those COVID dollars have been for your office and the things you've been able to do with that.
Well, my office, we were able to get a revamp of the dispatch center, new furniture, some new 911 equipment, screens, and things like that for improved 911 call taking. So that has helped. The sheriff's department was able to get money, like I said, for this radio project, and I believe Sheriff Walker was able to get money to help with laptops in the cars for GPS and just their RMS records management system to be connected with our dispatch center.
Okay, interesting. Good stuff. Well, Tony, where do folks go to keep up with all things DeWitt County Animal Control, DeWitt County CENCOM?
The Facebook site for the animal control, it's maintained by myself as Friends of DeWitt County Animal Control.
Okay.
And we also have a Facebook site on the CENCOM side,
Sure.
and that's CENCOM of DeWitt County.
That is Tony Harris, DeWitt County CENCOM, DeWitt County Animal Control. Network News is now.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM,